Details will be brought to you subsequently. Now, the 10th Senate is set to commence the business of legislation 24 hours after inauguration as it communicates President Bola Tinubu on the composition of the 10th Senate. National Assembly correspondent reports that the resolution was reached at its maiden plenary. Details of this as well will be brought to you subsequently. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives, in its first plenary, has declared the seat of former Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, vacant. This follows Femi Gbajabiamila's formal resignation as a member of the Green Chamber to assume his appointment as Chief of Staff to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
It is with with mixed feelings that I want to, at this time, at this moment, at this hour, and at this minute, present to you and the Honorable House my letter of resignation from this House.
We have declared the seat of Surulere 1, Federal Constituency of Lagos, vacant as from today. Thank you.
National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ipen reports that before taking his bow from the House of Representatives, the former Speaker moved a motion of urgent public importance on the need to mitigate the devastation of flooding in the country as predicted by NIMET. The House of Representatives, while adopting the motion, advised the nation to prepare palliatives and introduce emergency measures that will prevent consequences for Nigerians in affected areas. Presidential candidates of Labour Party in the February 25, 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, at Wednesday's hearing on his petition challenging the outcome of the election, tendered several documents before the Presidential Election Petition Court. Our judiciary correspondent, Austin Angebe, reports that among the documents tendered at the sitting of the court are downloaded IRF reports certified by the Independent National Electoral Commission from 21 local government areas of Benue, 25 local government areas of Niger, 17 local government areas of Edo, 20 local government areas of Bauchi, 8 local government areas of Bayelsa, 21 local government areas of Kaduna, and 8 local government areas of Gombe states. Also tendered are IRF certified forms from some of the states which cannot be linked to any local government areas because they are blurred. The legal team, led by Livy Uzoku, SAN, also tendered in evidence INEC certificates of compliance for 6 states and BVAS compliance reports for 28 states. After exhausting the documents brought to court, the lead counsel, Livy Uzoku, SAN, drew the attention of the justices to their inability to serve the chairman of INEC with a subpoena to provide them with some documents sought, and consequently sought adjournment to Thursday, 15th June, to continue with his evidence, which was granted. In all the documents tendered and admitted by the Election Petition Court, counsel to the respondent opposed their admissibility, saying they shall state their reasons in the final written addresses. The Department of State Security Services has called for more synergy and collaboration among security agencies in order to address the menace of insecurity in the northeast zone of the country. This was made known during the 11th Conference of State Directors of Security Services held in Bauchi. Awal Abdullahi completes the report.
The northeast sub-region of Nigeria has over the years affected by insecurity challenges as a result of the activities of insurgents that resulted to the loss of lives of citizens. To address the menace, directors of state security services from 6 states of the zone and other security agencies converge on Bauchi for the 11th Conference of State Directors. The interface is to identify, discuss and provide solution to security challenges in the zone. Bauchi State Governor, represented by the Secretary to the Bauchi State Government, Barrister Ibrahim Kashim, while declaring the conference open, commended the effort of security agencies and assured the support of Bauchi State government at all times.
Whatever decisions are taken here, whatever proposals, whatever recommendations, it's our bosses at the highest level that will have to understand it, approve it, and now direct us to implement them.
At the end of this conference, resolutions will be provided to aid, further guide course of action to the Service Command and other relevant stakeholders with a view to ensuring the sustenance of holistic approach in tackling the myriad of security challenges confronting the Northeast region and Nigeria by extension.
We will be anxiously waiting for the outcome of this conference, which will surely guide all the security agencies in the geopolitical zone in our quest to make the area safe and more secured.
Highlights of the event was a presentation of souvenirs to Bauchi State Governor and other heads of security agencies for their contributions in peace building. In Bauchi, Awwal Abdullahi, NTA News.
The Commissioner, Adamawa State Police Command, Tola Afolabi, has reiterated call for more support from the public to enable them address security challenges in the state. He made the call while receiving 2 Hilux vehicles provided by the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba. Rayanu Bala reports.
Vehicles provided by the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Ali Baba was facilitated by the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, donated to Hong Divisional Police Office and Garha Police Station respectively. The representative of the former SGF, Atamak Mustafa, also presented 12 motorcycles to vigilante groups in 6 districts of Hong to address security challenges being experienced in the area. The Commissioner of Police, Adamawa State Command Tola Afolabi, commended the IGP and the former SGF for such an effort intended to curb criminal activities in the area, calling on people to support the police in its task of providing security in the society.
The 2 vehicles will be used judiciously for the purpose they are meant for. Security is not only meant for the police alone, it's meant for everybody.
The benefiting community said the provision of the logistics will enhance security surveillance and get rid of criminal elements in the area.
You don't leave community policy. The equipment required by our security agencies cannot be 100% provided.
The Commissioner of Police later visited ZA to commiserate with the people of the area over a recent attack by unknown gunmen where houses and public buildings were burnt. In Eola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
Wife of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and member representing Boko Taka Federal Constituency, Regina Akume, has pledged to pursue programs that will promote the welfare of children and the female gender. This was at a reception following her inauguration at the National Assembly. Kenneth Nanim reports.
Representative Regina Akume is elected into the Green Chamber for the first time, but the experiences she has garnered over the years as a wife of a senator, former governor, and now the SGF is what she's bringing to bear in the lawmaking processes, especially as she advocates welfare of the vulnerable in Nigeria.
My prayer is I should be given a committee that will impact so much more on my community. What I intend to do is to involve the chiefs, the local chiefs, so that they will be part and parcel of what I will be doing. Her driving force, which is solidarity from family, friends, colleagues, and well-wishers, was also highly demonstrated.
Hard-working woman, and who, if she believes in anything, goes all out for it. She's a go-getter.
She will sponsor bills that has to do with the less privileged in the society, especially women and children.
The entirety of Nigeria will feel her goodwill and the chaste and the pure purity of heart that she has.
For Representative Akume, the general acceptance by the public is also a reminder of the responsibility placed on her shoulders. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Our Lagos Network Center is our first stop on Nationwide, and Adiola will giving us trending stories from that zone. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Ifoma. This is Lagos. Strengthening the relationship between the three arms of government is said to be the best way a nation can achieve stability and good governance. With the inauguration of a 10th legislative arm of government, expectations from a cross-section of Nigerians are high.
Thank you very much.
The curtain has finally been drawn on the 9th National Assembly and the new tent inaugurated to steer the nation's legislative ship for the next 4 years. The legislature, which represents the people, is an integral part of good governance. Despite the upheavals that affected some of the assemblies in time past, it has remained unshaken and more resolute to ensure a greater and virile nation, as well as to deliver its mandate. Every new government has a lot on its plate left behind by predecessors, and with the inauguration of a 10th National Assembly, Nigerians are calling on this body saddled with constitutional functions to deliver a sustainable dispensation of good governance under a creative, loyal, and people-oriented administration.
The responsibility is number one, to make sure that the government has the kinds of rules, policies, laws, and regulations that will make for a saner society, a society that's open for business, a society that will bring about economic development.
How can the 10th National Assembly live above board in the discharge of its duties?
Living above board by the National Assembly will be a deep call onto the innermost being of them as far as patriotism for their nation is concerned. The other part is that citizens must continue to hold them to account.
All this suggests areas they should tackle headlong.
They should make laws that will encourage the organizations and companies making money in this country to plow back part of their resources, part of their profit, which they make so much in this country, in those sports.
To ensure that which is promised Nigerians are delivered in record time. And this is not to say that there should be a rubber stamp assembly, but no, they are to fulfill their responsibility to carry out their oversight functions when due.
The hope reassured mantra is what Nigerians are banking on for a prosperous nation. Nigerian Army logisticians have been told to brace up, be more proactive when assuming command and control in military operations. This advice came from supervising high-ranking officers of the Army who are on a review visitation to the 81 Division Army Training Area at Jilete Owode in Ogun State, where an outdoor training exercise is ongoing for students of Logistics Staff Course 2023. Larry Belay has the details.
Logistics has always been the lifeline in any field of military operations. This is why their training is very, very important. And this training that is going on here in Ogun State is no different, where the top brass in the logistics department are reviewing the training the staff of logistics have gotten so far. The training in form of simulations with every action taken with in-depth evaluation on logistics support during conventional and asymmetric warfare. Reviewing the training schedules, tactics and strategies, Major General Adeyinka Alabi, Corps Commander Ordnance, expressed satisfaction with the level of professionalism displayed in the training.
There is a professional touch in everything they have done here, so it is highly commendable.
A view corroborated by the Commandant of the Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management, Major General Adekunle Adeyinka, speaks on the importance of the training.
The job is about the field. So at the end of the day, the final training is in the field. It is where we turn theory into practice. It is where we test and see how far the students have been able to accommodate the knowledge given in the classroom.
The 5-day training tagged Exercise Lifeline is a logistical course on leadership qualities, endurance, map reading, tactical and strategic logistical support to Army operations in real time. From Agility, Ogun State, Larry Bilayi, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos at this time. We'll take a break and Nationwide will return. And this time it will be Felicia Angels giving us stories from that zone. But do not forget that you can follow this broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. To stay with us.
We shall defend the nation from terror and all form of criminality that threaten the peace and stability of our country. Security shall be top priority of our administration because neither prosperity nor justice can prevail amid insecurity and violence.
Allow these children to grow. Yes. Many of them, you have somebody 14, 15 going to the university. Where are you going?
Information technology is the future.
Hello, a warm welcome to you. This is Platform. I'm Ruth Aguela.
If you don't create that awareness and you don't bring the young minds to identify that there are benefits in astronomy.
We have had experiences through various leadership strata, bringing us to where we can...
Platform engages guests on topical issues for national interest.
We have cases like that. We want to protect children and also make parents realize that they have a primary responsibility.
Join us every Thursday at 2 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Nigeria means a lot to me.
And Nigeria means peaceful cohesion.
My country.
We continue to pray, and then hopefully we will come to understand that unity of purpose, unity of living together. Our ethnic beliefs and background and culture is our strength.
Ever since the amalgamation period of 1914 to date, about 109 years ago, the people of Nigeria live very peacefully with one another.
I think diversity helps a lot to enhance robust development in Nigeria.
All over the country, you have so many ethnic groups, over 250. That is enough to tell you that this is a blessed country, and that God has kept, together as one indivisible entity.
On to Nationwide, welcome to Jos. To promote the culture of productivity and decent work that empowers individuals, the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment is sensitizing artisans on skill development and certification. Belkis Nuhu reports that the exercise is to improve apprenticeship and attestation.
Saddled with the responsibility of regulating, controlling, enforcing, attesting, and certifying skills and vocations, the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, is engaging automobile technicians in Jos North and Jos South council areas to improve their skills to be gainfully employed and also earn more money.
The ministry offers different kind of trades, and we train them in different kind of trades so that they can be on their own, for those who want to be on their own. It's for also those who want to get a gainful employment with our certificate.
Plateau State Controller of Labor says there are over 50 skills training ongoing in Jos, with the building of the training school on the way. The artisans stand better chances in proving themselves.
We'll give you just short training, then we'll examine you, then we'll give you certificate so you can get jobs.
When you have a skill, it is easier for you to develop on that skill, and then you'll be able to achieve better income for your family and for yourself.
Members of the National Automobile Technicians Association are optimistic that such sensitization will improve their well-being.
Adding our own knowledge and with their own, we are going to have a very wonderful technicians on the plateau. If given the opportunity, time to time, this awareness should come in.
Areas visited include Bukru, Faringada, Dilimi, and Zarmaganda. In Jos, Bilkisunuhu, NTA News.
And from the Ministry of Labor and Employment, we move to census matters. The National Population Commission has restated its commitment to conducting a reliable and credible census exercise for the benefit of Nigerians, even as it awaits a new date for the 2023 Population and Housing Census. The NPC Federal Commissioner representing Plateau State, Cecilia Dapuet, said this at a breakfast meeting in Jos. Elizabeth Tukai Andrew reports.
The postponement of the National Population Census, the Federal Commissioner Cecilia Dapuet said, was necessitated by government transition program and post-election mood in the country. It was also to allow for adequate participation of the new administration. She debunked the rumor being circulated attributing the postponement to lack of funds, but says the postponement has given the Commission ample time to reassess the census work plan with a view to conducting a hitch-free 2023 population and housing census.
We are using the opportunity offered by this postponement to reassess our census work plan and to inject and put in any input that would add value to these strategies.
Some census committee members shed light on their progress so far.
To make impact, we have to engage some major languages, and we did some budget. We agreed on 14 languages in Plateau State, and we are preparing to do some jingle and then carry it along to our various groups.
The forum entertained questions and answers from committees as well as pressmen. In Jos, Elizabeth Tukai Andrew, NTA News.
And that does it from here. Let's rejoin Ifoma in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Felicia. President Bola Tinubu has expressed sadness over the boat mishap which occurred in Kwara State, claiming many lives. The boat accident, according to reports, led to the death of over 100 people who were wedding guests at a village in Patigi local government area of the state, while urging the Kwara State government and relevant federal government agencies to look into the circumstances surrounding the boat accident. President Tinubu promised that his administration would look into the challenges of inland water transportation in the country to ensure the matter of safety and operational standards are strictly adhered to. Meanwhile, the immediate past Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has expressed sympathy with victims of the boat accident in a village in Patigi local government area of Kwara State, describing it as unfortunate. A statement signed by the former minister sympathized with the Kwara State government and victims of the accident, which involved not less than 100 passengers. He condoled with the families of those who lost their lives in the accident and expressed his condolences equally to the governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, saying he's very saddened by the loss of many lives. Lai Mohammed prayed God to rest their souls and for the Almighty to rest the souls of the victims, and he hopes that rescue efforts will find some survivors. Now, back to our story from the National Assembly. We told you that the 10th Senate is set to commence the business of legislation 24 hours after inauguration as it communicates President Bola Tinubu on the composition of the 10th Senate. National Assembly correspondent reports that this resolution was reached at its maiden plenary.
On the first day of plenary after inauguration, the Senate had a closed-door meeting which lasted for 3 hours. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, gave a hint on the issues discussed.
On matters relevant to the workings of the Nigerian Senate in particular and the National Assembly in general.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barrow, took the first motion on the order paper which deals with passing of information to the Executive, the House of Representatives, and other parliamentary bodies on the composition of the 10th Senate.
Informing them that the quorum of the Senate of the 10th National Assembly has assembled and is ready to receive any communication.
In the meantime, a welfare committee has been set up to handle some needs of the lawmakers.
It's a normal practice that some people have to sit back, take stock of the seats, and then locate the seats so that next time when we are coming here, you will speak from your seat. And then you are also expected to move into your offices. Right now, you don't have those offices.
Senate has adjourned to Tuesday, 4th July 2023. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Northern professionals and intellectuals have commenced engagements to canvass for the appointment of credible Nigerians into sensitive positions of authority to hit the ground running by the current administration. The group acknowledged that elections have come and gone, and with the successful inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, now is the time for elected leaders to put words to action in the drive towards socio-economic development in the country.
We must come to terms with the reality that the necessity of time requires that credible and competent Nigerians are brought on board to contribute their quota to nations building. The country is indeed blessed with Nigerians that have displayed capacity and commitment to the Nigerian project.
The northern groups believe that the necessity towards nation building requires that all hands must be on deck regardless of religious, ethnic or political affiliations. Borno State's government has reassured commitment to revamp the agricultural sector to enhance livelihood of the returning agrarian communities with the improved security witnessed in recent times. Governor Babagana Umara Zulum gave the assurance while launching sales and distribution of 100 trucks load of subsidized fertilizer and allocation of over 300 tractors with accessories to farmers across Borno for the 2023 cropping season. Mohammed Goni reports.
The 312 tractors and same number of harrows and plows are part of the state-of-the-art agricultural mechanization equipment that include 1,100 tractors, hundreds of combine harvesters, rice mills and planters, among others, procured by the Borno State government to transform the agricultural sector. Under the arrangement, each of the 312 wards of the state is getting one tractor at 50% discount and payable within 3 to 5 years. 100 truckloads of blended compound fertilizers are sold to farmers at 25% discount of the actual market price to encourage intensive farming activities in all resettled agrarian communities. Beneficiaries of the Farm Impulse and the Metropolitan Caretaker Chairman Ali Bolori say sales and distribution of the fertilizers was timely now that farming activities have picked up in earnest, and thank Borno State government for the timely intervention.
What we want to encourage is ownership, because we have seen hundreds of tractors were distributed. Borno State, and they are nowhere to be found.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Bula Magana, highlighted achievements recorded by the Zulum administration in the agricultural sector, urging the governor to maintain the tempo. In Maiduguri, Mohamed Goni, NTA News.
Governor of Cross River State, Senator Basi Edet Otu, is soliciting the assistance of the World Bank to tackle environmental challenges like gori erosion in the states. The governor made the appeal during an inspection visit to erosion sites in the states. Paul Abel completes the report.
Some of the erosion sites visited in Calabar South local government area include Efiokor and Yellow Duke Street with failing culverts and drainage. The governor, accompanied on the inspection by his deputy Peter Ode, decried the danger of the sites to residents of the affected areas and promised immediate intervention to safeguard lives and property.
I mean, looking at it, I know that it must have consumed a lot of people's residence, and life is basically threatened. So it's actually an emergency site that something has to be done. But good enough, the World Bank has it in one of the programs which I intend to follow up.
The governor assured the people to remain peaceful and law-abiding, as government will continue to take measures to meet the needs of the people. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And Charity is standing by in our Ibadan Network Center for more on Nationwide. Over to you, Charity.
And welcome to Ibadan. As safe and quality blood in sufficient quantity continues to be key component of an effective health system, Kayode Oladoshu in this report takes a look at the need for increased voluntary blood donation in universal coverage occasion of 2023 World Blood Donor Day.
Blood is an invaluable contribution from one individual to another and a profound gift that sustains life itself. Acknowledging the essence of blood to life makes the June 14 World Blood Donor Day fit to be observed annually.
The government should increase the awareness so that more people will know the benefits of giving out blood to save life.
To Abdullahi Muftauddin, donating blood for the first time is worthwhile experience.
This is the first time. So I'm all right. I did not feel any bad inside my body.
With this year's theme, give blood, give plasma, share life, share often. To what extent is the blood bank credited to save lives in Nigeria?
We don't have enough blood. And today is actually set up to also increase awareness about voluntary blood donation, so that more people can actually join the pool that we have on ground.
Raising awareness about the importance of blood donation and encouraging more people to become regular voluntary blood donors, experts say will help ease the pressure of the healthcare system. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
Away from International Day, economic experts have applauded the federal government on removal of fuel subsidy, but called for long-term sustainable compensatory measures to ease the effect on the masses. This was at a reflection seminar organized by the Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, NISA, in Ibadan. Yemisi Ajagun was there in our reports.
Speaking on the topic fuel subsidy removal, the why, how, and way forward, the speakers agreed that the masses should cooperate with the government to achieve the aim of the fuel subsidy removal.
The whole idea behind subsidy removal is that we can free money from that kind of a program into other activities that will impact the welfare of people.
Liberalize the sector and allow for real competition to come into that sector. In the short term, there will be pains.
Cross-section of the panelists online and on say the removal of fuel subsidy should be beyond politics, but the compensation mechanism should be such that we cushion the effects on the common man.
We are not saying the subsidy should not be removed, but what are the cushion effects?
The system will be such that ultimately it will be beneficial
to us and to the society, to the government itself.
It will be recalled that President Bola Tinubu had in his inaugural speech announced the removal of fuel subsidy, which has since been generating reactions in Ibadan. Yemisi Ajagun, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues in Sokoto after the break. Stay with us.
Our administration will govern you only on your behalf, but never rule over you. We shall consult and dialogue, but never dictate. We shall reach out to all, but never put down a single person for holding views contrary to our own.
Itself is life. Once you lose hope, you lose life. Once people get lifted to a certain level, they start feeling godlike.
What would you attribute this backwardness in education to in the north to date?
I feel balai.
What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
The program is reflections.
Your skill is key to your professional growth in the competitive broadcast media industry. Take advantage of the following programs specially packaged by NTA Television College Jos to upgrade your skill. Marketing in the era of digital broadcast. Date 13th June to 23rd June 2023, 2 weeks. Drama Production Workshop. Date 3rd July to 21st July 2023, 3 weeks. Intermediate Online News Reporting Skills. Date 24th July to 11th August 2023, 3 weeks. The course fee for the 2-week course is 120,000 Naira, while the fee for the 3-week course is 150,000 Naira only. Accommodation inclusive. All courses will hold at NTA Television College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For further inquiries, please call 0803-079-5335 or 0806-980-9807. NTA Television College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be. Registrar Announcer.
Nigeria means unity.
Nigeria means freedom to me.
Nigeria means greatness to me.
Nigeria is indivisible. There is nothing you can do. We all have to savage it together and learn to love each other. We are indivisible.
As a mother and a leader, I will always preach for peace and unity in this country, because that is the only thing that will give us progress. Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand, and it is the woman that does that.
Good evening, everyone. You're still watching Nationwide. Welcome to Sokoto. Tukur Bala, representing Bodinga South constituency, has been elected as the Speaker of the Sokoto State House of Assembly. This followed the inauguration of the 10th Assembly. The report.
Tukur Bala of Bodinga South constituency and Kabiru Ibrahim Kwari, representing Kwari, emerged Speaker and Deputy Speaker. This followed a motion by Mohammed Bello Idris, representing Gorebawa North, nominating Tukur Bala as Speaker of the Sokoto State House of Assembly. Tukur Bala emerged unopposed. The inauguration ceremony held in the chamber was attended by many dignitaries. Clerk to the House, Bello Muhammad Tambuwal, who presided over the sitting, welcomed the new members and reminded them of their primary responsibilities to enact laws and ensure good governance. After taking oath of office, the Speaker administered the oath of allegiance to the newly elected members. The Speaker assured Sokoto State people of their mandate to make laws that will be of benefit to the residents of the state.
We are very much grateful, and we are grateful also to our electorate
They stand by us and voted us into office. I want them to be rest assured that we will do everything possible for the development of our dear state.
The Speaker gave the assurance of working together with all members of the 10th Assembly to make the state better. He thanked the State Governor Ahmed Ali Sokoto and the party leader Senator Aliyu Magatakardar Wamako for their support. In Sokoto, Zainab Saidu Abdel Nasir, NTA News.
About 2 weeks ago, the men of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kebbi State Command, intercepted and handed over an 18-year-old victim of human trafficking to the Nigerian Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons on her way to Libya. The command has again intercepted 3 victims also on their way to Libya. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
Despite efforts by the Nigerian Immigration Service to prevent people traveling abroad without proper documentation, the Kebbi State Command of the Nigerian Immigration Service intercepted 2 ladies and a young man traveling from Delta State to Sokoto State en route to Libya. The 2 ladies are Rosbeth Udi, 24 years old, and Benita Udaji, 19 years old, traveling all the way from Delta State without their parents' consent. The other male victim is Yako Gigi from Benue State. They were intercepted at the Audi border post on their way to Libya, not minding the dangers that lies ahead in the foreign land. They told NTA News that they were traveling in search of a greener pasture.
I was told I was going to go to Libya for maybe if I have an hand work, I was going to make use of it over.
And then where are you going now?
To Libya.
And to do what in Libya?
To work as house help.
To go and do job.
What kind of job?
I didn't know the job because one of my aunties that invited me there.
While handing over the victims to the Kebbi State NAPTIP officials, the controller, Nigerian Immigration Service Kebbi State Command, urged people to desist from traveling abroad illegally.
They are really ready, and we are ready for them too, because we will not allow them to mess our country up.
NAPTIP assured commitment to addressing their issues in accordance with the law. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Well, that's our contribution here in Sokoto. Nationwide will continue in Abuja. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The All Progressives Congress has advised Amnesty International and its affiliates to give the current government some time to work things out in consonance with its pledge to the people, rather than rushing out with its jets against the Nigerian government and its security authorities. National Publicity Secretary of APC, Felix Morka, in a statement said President Bola Tinubu and his team are settling down to solving many of the national challenges across various sectors. The party therefore appealed to Amnesty International to allow the government to do its work without their usual condescending views. The party notes that insecurity is a global phenomenon, and President Bola Tinubu made it clear during his inaugural speech that security will be the topmost priority of his administration. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, is working out a new national cholera plan, a roadmap that strategizes means to cholera control in Nigeria and meeting the 2030 global target of reducing related deaths by 90%. Oluseyi Adiagbo reports that the NCDC is also leading a national technical working group to a 4-day workshop in Abuja.
Cholera is a global public health problem and endemic in Africa. Though preventable and treatable, cases in Nigeria tend to increase. Experts are hinting there might be an upsurge in cases during the rainy season. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, with participants drawn from ministries, agencies and partners on cholera control, are at this workshop to review outcomes of previous measures, progress, performance and gaps as it relates to cholera management in Nigeria.
The next thing is full steam ahead to implement our national plan that hopefully will provide better direction, will consolidate all of the efforts, and will help us to change the narrative as far as cholera is concerned. I do not want to be at the top of the league of countries with the highest number of cholera cases in 2023.
Discussions explore options for coordination between sectors and how to also strengthen preparedness for cholera control in Nigeria by 2027.
Major outbreak in 2021, Nigeria had 3.2% case fatality rate, which is not acceptable. Global best practice, less than 1%.
This is a very critical moment for Nigeria to take the lead in cholera control as well. And this is where it starts from, the document, the plan.
The engagement, which will also be revisiting the last template of global strategic direction and accountability to prevent cholera transmission, is expected to produce a new national cholera plan that will give direction on how water, sanitation and hygiene wash activities can be strengthened, capacity along surveillance and case management. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria has resolved to create a new project management delivery methodology that is unique to Nigeria with the consideration of the ethnic, religious, political and cultural diversities and how they impact project delivery. This came up at a special session of the Institute in Abuja. Tokbe Alabi reports.
Building collapse has become a major challenge confronting Nigeria, having become a recurring decimal every year. In 2022, no fewer than 61 buildings collapsed across Nigeria, with structural failures representing 48.7% of the entire cases. The trend has continued in 2023, with at least 5 estimated to be dying in every collapse. New president of the Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria, Dr. Jamilu Isa Yankwanshi, hinted his readiness to tackle these by addressing the issue of quackery and enforcement of all relevant provisions of the Institute's Act to curtail the growing menace of building collapse.
And those who are found not to be licensed managing the project will be prosecuted in line with, we need to show some deterrent, in line with the provision of Section 19, so that people will now come back to their senses and ensure that the right people are being appointed. And even if the right person is appointed, you yourself doesn't have the laxity to do whatever you like. Because the project manager is really the life wire of the project. He drives the project. He makes it happen. If you don't have the know-how, the project is dead on arrival.
Dr. Jamilu Isa Yankwanshi, a fellow of the Institute, has been leading in an acting capacity since a court order removed Dr. Victoria Okoronko and has now emerged the substantive president following an election conducted on Tuesday, 13th June 2023 in Abuja. Tokbe Alabi, NTA News.
The international body of the Chartered Institute of Transport and Logistics, CILT, has elected Ibrahim Jibril as the International Vice President and Chairman, Africa Region. Ibrahim Jibril, while expressing his appreciation to the International President, Paul Sainthouse, and the President-elect for their efforts in making the body to greater heights, assured that the newly elected executives of the body will ensure to consolidate on the achievements of the outgoing executives. The CILT African Forum is a major continental event for Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport International, organized annually and rotated among African member countries. The forum also provides a platform for governments, individuals, students, and corporate organizations to share, learn, and promote professional and business interests. The newly elected executives were inaugurated at the annual CILT Africa Forum held in Kigali Convention Center, Kigali, Rwanda. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is harping on the need for clarity, transparency, and alignment of operations post-subsidy removal. The authority chief executive, Farouk Ahmed, engaged journalists on the issues in Abuja after a closed-door meeting with Moorman, Dapman, and NNPC Limited. Lydia Sampson has details.
Before subsidy removal, NNPC Limited was the sole importer of petroleum. With the removal of subsidy in line with the PIA, the market is now open as qualified interested companies can import. However, in order to avoid monopoly, companies are limited to a maximum of 40%. The authority chief executive Farouk Ahmed says quality requirements must be adhered to in order not to negatively impact consumers.
We agree that NNPC will continue to import until such a time when we have a critical mass of other importers. Now, licenses, of course, like I said, we are processing them. About 2 or 3 marketing companies already came to us last week to say they have already booked cargoes to come in July. So these are some of the very interesting things that we have received, proposition that we have received, which are very much interested in, and we're fast-tracking the process of issuing their licenses to import. Again, we are interacting a lot every day with NNPC to ensure that the market is already well supplied and there is no gap in importation.
He reiterates that though the era of price capping by NMDPRA is gone, prices must be reflective of market dynamics. This means that prices will not be the same across the country, with Lagos likely to have cheaper prices of products. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has advised Islamic schools across the world to come forward with their various research on science and technology for the leaders to support the implementation of such ideas written in Arabic language. He said this during a conference of African Islamic scholars held at the Arawa House, Kaduna. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports. Now, in continuation of curbing theft of national assets and critical infrastructure, the FCT Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has paraded some suspects alleged to be involved in thefts and possession of stolen solar panels at Giri in Abuja. Parading the suspects, FCT NSCDC boss Peter Megari says the command commenced investigation on receiving the report and deployed officers of intelligence departments. Safia Norma Uche has more.
10 suspects were paraded in possession of 160 solar panels, 16 pieces of Matrak battery panels, 15 pieces of Rita slime batteries. Orders are
24 pieces of ZTE battery, 5 pieces of Hawaii battery, 2 pieces of Petroleum battery, 1 piece of Sacred Sun battery.
FCT NSCDC boss Peter Megari says investigation is ongoing and the command is making frantic efforts to apprehend the syndicates who specialize in piracy, possession of stolen items, and unlawful distribution of such items.
Let them give us information and be rest assured that their information, even though the informants, their identities will be hidden from the criminals. Anyone who is found culpable of all this will face the consequences of the law.
Some of the suspects speak.
I was accused of purchasing stolen items from the IHS. The panels, I purchased them from Lagos and I have my invoice.
I was arrested at the office yesterday with my boss and some of my colleagues that they bought stolen goods. And when they asked me, truth be told, I was employed just a month ago. I told them I don't know anything.
Peter Megari says he appreciates the support they received from the former FCT minister and appeals for more support to enable them carry out their duties effectively. FCT NSCDC says the suspects will be charged to court after the conclusion of investigations. Safia Norma Uche, NTA News.
And with that, we conclude Nationwide for today. Thank you for being part of our production. Bye for now.
CC Telecom Weekly to bring you innovations, trends, policies and stakeholders, redefining all sectors of our economy today. Here